Here's an interesting thought for you. Almost every day I leave the office to come get my cup of coffee at the Happy Cap. Why do I do that? It's because it's a brand that's engaging. It's a single location, but they have an engaging brand. Does your business have a brand, and is it engaging? Something to think about today. So many businesses try to get their brand right, but very few are successful. And brand's not limited to an individual store like where I'm at right now, an individual coffee shop. There's some major brands that are making it happen. I mean, if you think about it, when you go into the Apple store, it's a set brand experience. Apple does a really good job of brand experience. When you go into the store, you know exactly what it's going to look like, how are the people dressed, what are the questions they're going to ask you. You know exactly what you're going to get every time. And that's something that rarely happens with businesses, but it's critically important if you're a single stop shop or if you're a franchise. You've got to get the brand right. Some easy steps to get your brand right. The first one is brand totality. Does everything have the same identity, the same look, the same feel? And I mean, the simplest things are what people forget about. I mean, email signatures. Does every one of your employees have the same email signature, the same call to action? Or do a lot of people not have email signatures and some do? What about the email server? Is it a free-for-all? Do you have people that are on Hotmail and Yahoo? Think about all of the touch points where a customer is going to engage. Everything. And does everything have the same look, the same feel? Are you really representing your brand? Are you using the same colors, the same logo? You've got to pay attention to it. And I don't mean you've got to pay attention to it to make sure you're representing the franchise, but separating yourself from the other franchises you're competing against. It's very important. The next step is the brand tone. What is your voice? Do you have a spokesperson? What exactly do you want people to remember about you and say about you? Here's a really easy exercise. I want you to survey your entire database and just ask them a few questions. Ask them questions about how do they feel about your brand? What do you stand for as a company? And how are you treated? Ask those 3 questions and see if you have any form of consistency. And if you don't, well, then you know that your brand identity, your brand voice needs help. But believe me when I tell you, when you get the brand right, you can decrease your advertising budget and increase your awareness. And the brand, again, totality. It's something you've got to focus on. Just a couple weeks ago, I was in Manhattan, found a really great clothing store. It had all kinds of great blazers and a lot of colors. And I bought a couple items, but I was rushed for time, so I figured I'd finish my shopping online. And then when I got back and I went to their website, the website didn't match the brand, it didn't match the identity. It was hard to navigate. I felt like I was on the wrong website. It just didn't look like the store that I was in 2 weeks prior. Needless to say, I didn't complete those purchases. So the brand missed out on totality with their website. They had everything going right inside the store, but when I got to the website, experience was completely different. So again, I can't stress enough, your brand experience, what it looks like, what it sounds like, what it feels like, and even what it smells like, I know that sounds weird, is critically important. I've told you my story. Now tell me yours. Join the conversation and tell me about your brand identity. Is it working or does it need help?